Hi everyone, it's Trace Face. Today is Thursday. It is officially 9 days after Miles's initial surgery, and I just wanted to give you guys an update. First of all, I need to thank Gabby and Amanda who sent donations this week. And I want to let all of you know that your donations took care of not only his surgery, but it took care of the exact amount for his surgery and his emergency visit the day after his surgery. I literally cried yesterday in between sessions when I received your donation, Gabby, because you guys, I didn't even ask. I didn't even have to ask, or did I want to ask? I just started talking about what was going on. And this is the second time I had to talk about what was happening with my animals and just how stressed I am. You guys always want updates on how all the pets are doing. And when I go to talk about this, you guys just came forward to help. And I don't think I don't think I could ever receive such blessings and such uh, messages from God that come through all of you. Um, there's a lot more I could say about, struggles and things of this nature. And but you guys know, basically the only things I really care about are helping all of you and my pets, and obviously all of you that mean the world to me, my clients that mean the world to me, my friends and my family. Um, but when you've gone through so much BS in your lifetime and you think back to how many people mistreated you, um, you guys have given me hope in humanity. And I was just telling a client, um, I was just telling a client, I'm actually able to do this video right now because someone I think forgot about their appointment this afternoon, but that's okay. Gave me a chance to come talk to you guys. But just earlier today, I was telling a client how, you know, excuse me, um, excuse me, my allergies have been bad since the heat has gotten really awful up here. Sorry about that. I was just telling a client that it's crazy to think about the fact that complete strangers on the internet. Well, you guys aren't strangers. I mean, you know quite a bit about me. My whole life's on the internet, and and I'm getting to know quite a bit about a lot of you. And what I do know is I am so proud of this community here on my channel because it's a nice tight knit community of people that truly care about one another and are truly good people. And I've gotten to know a lot of you in sessions and know your heart and know where you're at, to know that you have the same mindset that I do. You think the same way I do. We have a lot in common. We were on the same page. So all this to say, I just wanted to give you guys the update. Miles is doing really good. He had to be rechecked on Monday, which stressed him out completely. He came home, he did block again, and I did the vinegar method, and within an hour he was peeing again. I did leave the link for that in the drop down and in the comments for the video that I did about him initially having the urinary blockage. Um, and it's my channel. I can do whatever I want. I might just do a separate video to show you guys that are cat lovers what to do in the event that your cat blocks, because this is like life-saving information. So if you're interested in that, put in the comments that you'd like to know. I will do a video for that. Um, Also, just real quick before I get into this topic, thanks for staying with me. For the announcements in the beginning, I try to do them quick, but we know I go off on tangents. My other show, Wow, That's Nuts. You guys have written to me, you wrote me a lot of emails, you're curious. So let me answer a few questions. Yes, I created a comedy, family friendly variety show with my brother and his family. And it's gonna be, I'm gonna start releasing some of the material that we've made in the last 6 months. You know, I had you guys in mind making this second channel because a lot of you were like, your humor, your sense of humor helps me to heal. That's your thing. You got to do more with that. So I took your advice and I worked really hard on this with my brother the last 6 months. The channel is called Wow, That's Nuts, spelled with a Nutz, nuts. And yeah, it's just another place that you guys can go to get some healing through humor. And so please subscribe to that channel. And this channel is not going anywhere. I will continue. I mean, this is my livelihood. This is how I make a living, is through sessions with all of you. So I will always be doing this channel because it's a very necessary thing that is needed out there. It's I'm going to be doing it for as long as I want to be doing it. And so yeah, there's I think some of you were concerned about that. Are you going to be? No, I dedicated all of my morning hours to do the other channel and still will be with releasing it on all the other platforms that I still have to create. So yeah, I just hope you guys will come over and support that channel and my work over there that my brother has spent countless hours editing. It's funny. It's my sense of humor. You guys know my sense of humor that have been following me for a long time. So I think that many of you will find it quite amusing, entertaining, what have you. It might not be for everyone, but it's definitely for someone. And I'll just keep it at that. But I would appreciate the coming over to the channel. I will put a link to it in the comments. So you can go right to the comments, I'll pin the comment and you can click right on the link and head over there and subscribe. Okay, now on to the topic for today. Very important message I want to send to all of you that might be in this predicament. For those of you that may or may not know, I work with so many varying uh, degrees of clients and situations, if you will, to the point that I have some clients that have left the toxic person in the relationship. I mean, you name the scenario, I'm working with it or I have worked with it. I work with some clients who have decided to stay. Yes, based on decisions and factors such as, you know, religious pressures on them, uh, children, finances. There are reasons that people stay, you guys. And sometimes in certain situations, not everybody is able to just up and leave. Okay. So I've had clients that I've worked with for years that have decided to stay. And there are, yes, believe it or not, there are many things that you can do to try to survive in situations like this. Although it's not something I will necessarily be promoting, it's something that I understand happens. Okay. And for a lot of the time, people, when they are trying to figure out what they're going to do, okay, they might be right in between. Yeah, okay, let me write down, we start with, let's write down all the pros and cons to staying. Let's write down all the pros and cons to you deciding to leave this person. And sometimes, guys, it's not that clear cut. It's not so concrete. I do work with a lot of couples, now, and people that have decided to come to me because they feel I have some common sense with relationships and things like this, and romantic interests and partnerships and what have you. I've been through a lot in my lifetime, and so I do have a thing or two to share with people, and things that I know work in relationships and things that I know absolutely don't work. So all this to say, there's going to be times where people are coming to me and they are literally at a standstill. They don't know, should I stay or should I go? So I wanted to design this video today to talk about some of the things that I think you should consider when up against such a pressuring, uh, uh, you know, time of your a pressured time of your life where you're gonna, you feel that pressure on you every single day. What am I doing? Well, I'm trying to stay for the kids. What am I doing? Well, this is my second or third marriage. I don't want to have to do another divorce. I'm going to look like a failure. What am I doing? I want to do something different. And then you'll reach out and you are going to try to get the help because you need a third party perspective to try and at least guide you through such a huge decision. And I want to let everybody know that it's not an easy decision. It's not so cutthroat. Well, he's toxic or she's toxic, leave him. It doesn't always work like that. There are some people out there that, believe it or not, they're not full-blown narcissists. Okay, there's some hope in there. There's still some light. Some lights are still on. Okay, and here's where I have found, as a coach and then as someone being in this predicament, this type of situation, these are the things I want you to consider when going through something such as this and trying to make the best decision for yourself, for your future, possibly for your children, and your livelihood, so on and so forth. Okay. I have learned this whole concept through my I'll call it my long standing career with men that I've retired from. Okay. However, I've learned a lot of things. And as you guys know, I dated, I was married once. Uh there are a lot of, I was attracted to people for different reasons. I didn't just date one type. I actually, looking back, I fell for people for different reasons, and typically it's because what they were presenting to me was something that made me think, at least, that some of them had more to them than meets the eye. They were deeper thinkers. They were intelligent. I was always attracted to if somebody was intelligent, if somebody you could hold a conversation with you, somebody had knowledge to talk about certain topics that maybe you know about that no one else knows, or that they particularly know about. And so there's different reasons why people have chemistry, right? And I've learned that, but there's one thing I will always take out of those experiences is that there can be love and there can be respect. And both should exist if you want to have uh, the utmost quality uh, relationship. Okay. Some people can really love one another, but there's a lot of toxicity that is surrounding that love. And some will argue that, well, you can't love somebody without the respect. Yes, yes. And that's what I'm trying to get at. I mean, if you have a partner right now that has disrespected you and done it enough times, you have to start questioning why you're allowing somebody to disrespect you. And also, you've got to put the brakes on what you're going to set up for yourself to ensure that that disrespect is no longer going to be allowed. And that's where you have to put in hardcore boundaries for the fact that this person needs to respect you to be in a relationship with you. And you've got to set yourself up for, this is what you need to do to fix it. And there needs to be a timeline. Yes. Why do I say this? Because that's how you're going to know if somebody truly is working from a narcissistic spirit, or they're working from a person that has toxicity, but there is a willingness and readiness to change. A lot of narcissists that are truly narcissists, they're already at the point of no return, they're reprobates, and they don't have that want or desire to change, although they'll pretend that they do. And that's where you have to really, that's where the tricky part comes. But guys, if somebody changes, okay, you will have concrete evidence of that change. And I'm talking that you can walk over and you can pick it up and look at it. In other words, oh, okay, we'll take the sex addict I was married to. All right, now, having recognized at one point that he was a sex addict, what I should have done and what the therapist should have been telling me to do, which they didn't, because most of them don't have a clue about narcissism, but literally change is okay. I can see here that you checked into the sex addiction group, 12 times in the last month. You went. I have concrete evidence that you didn't just check in, you stayed the whole time. I contacted the instructor, you were there, and I have actually felt it in my spirit that there's been a little bit of a shift going on, right? Now, change takes time. Most people cannot change within a month, but it's all about the concrete evidence that you can pick up and say, okay, this person has been, my partner has been doing these things, and I personally have seen the changes. Because people that don't want to change and aren't ready to do it for themselves, and they have to want to do it for themselves, they have got to get to a point that they're so fed up with themselves, they're disgusted with themselves for disrespecting you, that they don't want to do it anymore. It has to come from them. Nobody can talk them into their own conscience and being like, hey, you need to stop doing this. You can tell them 1,000 times, but if they're not getting that push within their own God-given spirit and soul, they're not going to do it. And they're not doing it for the right reasons. Okay, so you've got to weigh the facts and not your feelings. You literally have to tell your feelings to get back, to take a back seat during this time. You are trying to make a decision. And you cannot always take their word for it. You have to make sure they're doing what they said they're supposed to be doing. Okay? This is when, you got to do whatever you got to do to get the facts. And you know what I'm talking about. I've done enough videos about this where you have to make sure they're not continuing to lie to you, to getting what they want out of the situation, which is to be able to do whatever they want and get away with it. So getting back to what I was saying, when you're going through a time like this and you're really trying to figure out what is best for you, please, 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 as you're getting the facts, do not allow their words to distract you, to confuse you, to make you believe that this is really what they want because they're telling you that. You have to check somebody in by their behavior and never their words. I'll say that again. You have to check somebody in by their behavior and never check in with them by their words, especially somebody that has had a history of disrespecting you. And so, you know, very toxic people have a way of making you feel like it's your fault that they had to walk out on the relationship or the marriage. It's your fault that they have this sex addiction. Uh, it's your fault. You're never home, or all you ever do is nag me anyways. I mean, they have all these one-liners that they basically all use to making you believe it's your fault. And so you can't listen to things like that. Once again, if somebody is behaving a certain way, that's on them. They don't have to behave those ways. There are other things that you can do. And 9 times out of 10, people that have a problem that they're bringing into the relationship, they know they have the problem. They understand that they had that problem long before they met you, and they understand that they're gonna have that problem long after if you leave them. It's their want and desire to make concrete changes that you can actually hold in your hand and see. And I don't care what it takes, but they have to be in it. They have to be on board 100% with the new contract you two are gonna have in this relationship. They're gonna have to want to set that reset button just as much as you do. Yeah, people can change. I believe from all that I've seen in my lifetime that a person, and I'm not using the word narcissist here. Notice in this video, I'm not using that. Okay, I did talk about the narcissist that has become the reprobate, and we all know that everything for them is games and lies. But there are people out there that they have issues, they have problems. They are not a full-blown reprobate or a narcissist. But I believe that if people really want to change, and from the people I have seen change in my life, they turn to God in a way that nobody provoked. Nobody made them do it. They all of a sudden were the ones getting in their car and going to church by themselves, seeking out men's groups, women's Bible study groups. And it's not just something that went on for 3 months and then they were over the wave. You have to watch someone's behavior for a concrete amount of time before you know that they've turned a leaf. Most people, as I said earlier, they don't change overnight, you guys. This is a process. Think about just people like you and I who don't have this deviant mindset to go out there and say, be inappropriate with another person, or we don't have that in us, but we have other things in us that aren't particularly great, such as binge eating when we're emotionally stressed or things of this nature. Think about just simple things like that. That might not be hurting anybody else, but we're definitely hurting ourselves in the process, correct? We're disrespecting ourselves. All this to say, think about how hard it is for people like us to change and make those changes. Okay, so change is hard. Have I worked with couples and watched them bloom, their relationship bloom and blossom into something it never was? Yes, and that to me is beautiful to see. And for those people that it happened for, again, they were both on the same page wanting this to happen completely, not just saying that they wanted it to happen. They wanted to turn a leaf in their relationship, in their marriage. They wanted to be better than they were yesterday. They had that desire, like, I'm done being this person. I don't like her. I don't like him. I need to change. It's time. And so you have to get fed up with yourself. I'm done with this. I don't want to be that guy or that woman again. And I think, no, I don't think, I know that is possible when you have God. in your life, because God is the God of miracles, and he can change your heart of stone. Okay, he can change that. And he does every single day, but you have to surrender. You have to give your life to him. You have to do life by his rules, by his way. You can't make your rules anymore. Guess what? Your rules that you make for yourself, they're not working. They're not working out for you. So it's about time you surrender and start listening to the way it's supposed to be. When you respect yourself, you will be able to respect the other people around you, and it will not be a chore. It'll be something that you're proud of, that you look forward to doing. You should want for your partner to have a better life every single day. I want my partner to feel safe. I want my partner to know that they can rely on me for anything. I want to be that constant in my partner's life. I want better for my partner than they have ever had it with anybody else. And I want more than anything for us to have a covenant and a relationship with God. And I wake up every day desiring that. It's not about me in this relationship. It is about us. It is about us. It is about our children if we have them. It is not about me and just my needs. When is the last time you checked in with your partner to see if your partner were getting their needs met? A lot of people won't do this because they don't want to have that uncomfortable conversation, because a lot of them know they've been falling short on that. But it is so crucial and important to ask your partner these questions and check in with your partner. How do you think this relationship is going? How do you think our marriage is going? Do you think God is proud of your behavior and my behavior? God doesn't miss a beat. So if you did things you were not supposed to be doing within the confines of your relationship and your marriage, and you do not openly be transparent about those things and ask for forgiveness and start from scratch, guess what? You're burying, just covering up those skeletons. But skeletons always get found out in the closet. Always. Most people's secrets will not remain secrets. It's another thing I've learned in life. So what you think you might have gotten away with, in all actuality, it has laid somewhere within that relationship, like bricks layering. It goes somewhere. You're carrying that in your relationship. So think twice before you're about to go respond back to that flirty message on Facebook, or talk a little too much to that coworker. Think twice about all those things, because they will lead very quickly to decisions you can't ever unmake. You will be living with that and bringing that into the relationship. Your partner will be suffering the consequences of those decisions. And until you are transparent about everything and able to talk about all that, put it all out on the table, and then start from scratch again, it doesn't work. Okay. So yeah, if you're fed up with yourself enough, you will want to make changes. And that's where it's got to be. You have to love your partner as you would love yourself. And you have to have a God-like love for your partner. You have to love them as much as you love God and respect God. And if you're not loving and respecting God, you're certainly not loving and respecting your partner. Well, I hope this helps a lot of you to be thinking about these things as you're about to make some changes for yourself and not knowing if that partner of yours is going to be on board or behind you. But either way, if you're able to stay true to who you really are as a person and never, 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 ever, go backwards for someone, disrespect yourself for someone, uh, start to do things that are totally out of your character for someone, you know, remember who you are in Christ, and He will guide you to the things you are supposed to be doing with your life. All things matching, people, places, things, and that's the truth that I'm here to talk about tonight. Well, I'm Trace Face, and as always, it's time that we all face the truth together, and I'll be back for some more content.